Welcome back to the Young Minds Podcast. We are on episode 14, and I really can't believe it's been 14 episodes already. I know I say this every time, but really, it's just the craziest thing, and I can't imagine, I couldn't imagine doing this, period. What we're going to jump into today is actually something pretty cool. I think that the Lord's just given me this really creative idea to do a different type of episode in a way, but still in a similar solo episode, But what it is, it's going to be a song analysis, but in a biblical-driven way type, similar way. And I think that you'll really enjoy it. And what the song is, or what the song, the title of it is, Keep Me in the Moment by Jeremy Camp. And I recently discovered it thanks to Cody Truitt. He actually posted it on his it was like a story or something that he posted on Instagram one day, and I just happened to notice it, and it was just so neat. I just like the song. I was jamming out. It's a really upbeat song. It really gets you going. But I just figured this would be the song that I could do like something and take some of the key lines or whatever you want to call them out of the song and pair them up with verses, and then give an explanation to them and maybe help some of you out. Who knows? Maybe some of you are going through this situation and I have no idea. But it was obviously put on my heart for a reason, and so maybe it could help somebody, one of you out there. So what we're going to dive into, and for the first verse is Romans 12:2, and it reads, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God and what is good and acceptable." All right. And the line from the song that I found that I think, or I feel, or two lines actually that goes along with this verse is, "Oh Lord, keep me in the moment. Help me live with my eyes wide open, because I don't want to miss what you have for me. And throw away what I'm chasing after," which I'll go in a little bit more deeper about that. But I still think it fits. But essentially, that it's just saying don't be changed by that verse and the line from the song. It's just saying don't be changed by this world and just focus on what He has for you, because you don't want to stray off of that path, and you don't know if it could lead you down a dangerous path if you stray from it, or what could happen. And who knows, you may be hindering somebody from coming to Christ, because you may be the only person, just like Donovan says a lot of times. He'll always tell me, you may be the only specific person that can lead someone to Christ. You never know. You're that person's person. So if you don't do the will of God and focus on what He's calling you to do, then you might be hindering that person. And think about that. That is one other person that could be saved and brought to heaven, but it was because you decided, I'm not gonna help them out. That they didn't go to come to Christ, and now they are not gonna be in heaven with the rest of us, right? It's just something to think about. But to go into this line from the song, "Throw away what I'm chasing after," a little bit more, I think that's so important, because if you look at today's world is, right, there's so many things that you could look at, or a lot of teenagers my audience, I know is primarily younger, and that's what I shoot for. But for guys, a lot of us, we might lust over things, lust over looking at girls and stuff like that, right? And just inappropriate things and very worldly things that are in our schools or in just the world that we see online and things like that. And we may even be after chasing something we think is good, but it's really not. And we may think an opportunity or whatever that pops up is good, but it's not all of them can be. And sometimes the Lord shows us that in some shape or form, whatever that may be, to show us that, stop chasing after this and that, and start chasing after me again, or at all if you weren't chasing Him at all, and start that relationship if you haven't already. and that's so important to, when you start your Christian walk, or even continue now, you have to, to grow in your faith and to stay strong in it, you have to throw out that sin and throw out what's holding you back. Because that was one thing I know Donovan touched on in a short video of his, is, what's holding you back as, a Christian? What's holding you back from taking the next step? And that is one of the most important things. Once you realize what is holding you back, then you can finally ask the Lord, ask the Lord, what can I do? First seek Him and pray about it, but then ask Him, what can I do to, I don't know, whether maybe it's a addiction of some kind, or, whatever that sin may be. Ask Him what you can do to, and what, who knows, He is so good, in helping us for this, because He will never leave us, and will always give us, a yes or no answer. And I say yes or no, but it'll be one of three. It'll be yes, no, or you may have to wait. And you may have to wait in some circumstances, and you may not understand it at the time, but trust me, His timing is a lot better than ours. I promise you that much. Because, man, there's been so many times where, I'm one of these people that, sometimes is a little gung-ho on things and wants to get stuff done, but I have to be really patient. That's one thing that I believe that the Lord's been trying to teach me here recently with certain things that's going on in my life. But, and then the, so this verse, and it's one of my favorites, ties in with the line, "Don't let me stray, and I just want to stay where you are." Okay, and then this verse, Matthew 11:28, which a lot of you may be familiar with if you've seen the Chosen season 3 trailer. It is said very epically by Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus, in such an awesome way. But the verse is, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." That is one of my favorite verses, and I actually remember, a pastor. It wasn't the main one that we have at Northside, but he was actually preaching, and he said that verse, and I looked down on my notes page that I was writing, and lo and behold, there's the verse right there, and it was so cool. I was freaking out. I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" It was so awesome. But it was crazy, but that verse right there, for me at least, when I read it, it's just saying, I know you're struggling, I know there's a lot going on, but just please come to me when you have some burdens and they're heavy on your heart and just heavy on your soul, and He will give you rest in that moment and take it away, or whatever He needs to do to help you in that situation. But when it comes to, not straying and things like that, this verse is very good at explaining that, in my opinion, just because of the fact that when it says, if you feel like you're straying or starting to stray, go talk to God. Talk to Him every day, even when the life is, great, and praise Him for that. Say, "Thank you so much, Lord, for all that you're doing in my life, and all the people that you're allowing me to touch and reach, and, all the things that He's doing in your life that is so good," right? But when times are tough, talk to God, continue to pray to Him in that time of need, and He will answer you, and He will never leave you. Just like it says in the verse, He will, if you come to Him, all who labor are heavy laden, He will give you rest, and He will never leave you when it comes to that. He will always come to you, or you have to come to Him. I'm sorry, it's a little bit late tonight, but than normal than I would record, but that's why I'm kind of stuttering over my words. But He will, if you come to Him and ask for His help, and just pray about it, and I know situations maybe seem tough, but please trust His timing, because His timing is so much better than what we can possibly think of. And we may not get that, right? And I don't know about for a lot of girls, but at least for, me, and I'm sure other guys as well, patience is kind of a hard thing, because we like to solve things pretty quick. If there's a problem, we like to have a solution and we like to solve it and like to get out of the way and like to get it done, at least for me. That's how it is for me. And, we tend to, go on our own understanding and, not the Lord's, and just go gung-ho on certain things and, not be patient with the Lord and what He has in store, because like I said, it's 100% better than what we had, than what we could possibly do. But I think that's about the extent of what. I know this was a bit of a shorter episode today, but this was kind of one that I wanted to make sure not really make sure, but I wanted to do a solo one before I did another interview, because I've done 3 interviews, back to back, and I was about to do another one tomorrow. I'm recording another one. So, I wanted to do a solo one, just kind of round out this month, because this will be the last one for January already. Can't believe January is almost done with. It's crazy to think about, really. I know we just started. It feels like, we just started. We just had Christmas and all that, but January is almost over, I can't believe it, really, but that's about all I have to say for at least the message of this episode, and I hope you can get something out of it. But just some announcements that I've got coming up for the podcast itself. We have a really, really, and please, I so encourage it, a really exciting episode coming up the first of the month. It'll be dropping on the 3rd of February. I've been trying to drop them on Fridays because that's I thought that was an alright day to drop episodes. And I have not recorded it yet. I'm recording it tomorrow, but I just, for people who know who it is, they understand how it's gonna be, and just I can't wait, because this was a opportunity that the Lord's been able to give me and this other person, that it just fell right. It was so awesome just that this person accepted so quickly and was so willing to jump on the podcast and wanting to record with me and having the conversation, but I don't want to reveal who it is yet, because I want people who don't know to get the full surprise when they listen to it on the 3rd or whenever they listen to it after. But it's going to be an awesome episode, and just keep a lookout for other episodes coming after that one. Like in April, we'll have my 2 bestest friends on for my year or my anniversary with a walking with Christ for a year. That'll be an anniversary, so we'll do 2 back-to-back interviews with them. So that'll be so fun to do, and I can't wait to see where this podcast goes in the near future, because I have a feeling that this next episode you're all really gonna enjoy, like I said. And also, one more thing I would like to say: once you're done checking out this episode, I don't know when it's going to drop or whatever, but this week I'm going to be recording with Donovan Jones on his podcast. So if that episode's out, maybe after this one, or who knows, it may be before, I don't know. But just make sure to check out the episode with both of us, because I have a feeling it's going to be an awesome conversation. With that being said, that's all I got to say, and thank you so much for listening, and make sure to check out episode 15 when it drops on February 3rd.